What's up guys, my name's Mark, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a head-to-head between two barrier repair moisturizers. Before we get started, I'm gonna get changed, so I'll be right back. There we go, much better. Let's get a little close up too. All right, so I have two products here. One is Krave Beauty's Great Barrier Relief, and the other is Skinfix. It is their Barrier Plus Lipid Peptide Lotion. Two awesome moisturizers, and let's just get that out of the way. You can't go wrong with either of these. If you're looking for barrier repair, if you're looking to bounce back from distressed skin or eczema flare-ups, or if you've overdone it on acids, or if you're retinizing, any sort of sensitized, irritated skin condition, you can't go wrong with either of these. But let's discuss some of the differences. Let's start off with Great Barrier Relief. Now, Krave Beauty is sort of new to the scene. They do a great job of keeping things relatively natural, so if that's your vibe, great. And this guy right here is a beautiful blend of fatty acids and non-fragrant plant oils, ceramides, just all sorts of reparative ingredients. Now, ceramides are the biggest key to repairing an impaired moisture barrier. Ceramides are sort of the mortar that goes in between the bricks that are your skin cells, so they fill in those gaps in between each of the cells, which keeps the outside outside and the inside inside. When the moisture barrier gets impaired, those skin cells don't have that protective layer in between them, so the mortar has started to dissolve or evaporate or just isn't being produced fast enough to replenish it. So we see some gaps in your barrier. Now, the gaps can also allow bacteria and environmental pollutants deeper into the layers of skin where they can really do some harm. You can get skin infections, it can further irritate skin, it's just not great. One of the most crucial parts of repairing that barrier is replacing ceramides. Ceramides are the bulk of what that mortar in between the skin cells is, so it can close that barrier back down. Great Barrier Relief comes through with a good ceramide. Now that'll help replenish that mortar. It also has other ingredients that are going to help replenish the overall texture and tone of the skin and help soothe irritation. Definitely the star ingredient of this product is tamanu oil. Now this isn't a thoroughly researched ingredient, but it has a lot of anecdotal evidence that shows it improves wound healing and helps the skin repair itself and regenerate itself. There are some lofty claims out there about it healing acne and being able to undo scars that are even older than a year, which is very difficult to do. But what we do know is that it is a very soothing antioxidant, and it has a balance of linoleic and oleic acids. So those are those fatty acids that are essential to the skin for repair. It also has a unique acid called calophilic acid. This may be where some of those wound healing properties come from. All that said, this is a great product for repairing your skin barrier and just helping your skin bounce back or reset from irritated skin state. It is a thicker consistency. It's by no means greasy, but it definitely is a very hearty serum-y oil. Somewhere between a cream lotion and a hearty serum, I guess. It does have a little bit of a scent to it. It's not fragranced, but it does have sort of the natural scent of the ingredients that are in it. It does dissipate quickly, so even sensitive folks should be okay. Let's briefly talk about packaging. This is not my favorite packaging for this particular formula. There are antioxidants in here, including vitamin E, and some of the fatty acids have antioxidants in them. And while it may be a relatively stable formula, I'd rather not have it exposed to sunlight through this clear glass. Anytime there are antioxidants in a product, they can destabilize or at least lose their effectiveness when they're exposed to sunlight routinely. So if this is sitting on the bathroom counter that gets sunlight, it's going to slowly lose some of its antioxidant goodness. That's why I would like to see an opaque bottle as well as an airtight pump. This pump is a very traditional pump, so it's got a little straw that sticks in there. Every time you use it, it pumps a little bit of air in and a little bit of product out. While it keeps the amount of air exposure minimal, it still could be better. The other thing about the straw pump is it doesn't quite get all the product out, and since this is sort of a tenacious formula, it takes quite a bit of work banging it on the counter or scooping it out with a finger, which becomes unhygienic and it's just sort of annoying. So I would love to see this with an airless pump in future generations because it would protect the formula from sunlight, air, and allow you to get every last drop out without having to work so hard. Let's talk about Skinfix. Since we just talked about poor packaging, let's talk about great packaging. Skinfix has done an awesome job. This is the ideal kind of packaging that I want to see with just about every cream or serum that I use. It's light safe, so it's not destabilizing the antioxidants with UV exposure, and it has an airless pump system. If you aren't familiar with these, it has a tiny little pump at the top. This goes screwed onto the top, and then there's a platform in here. So as you pump from the top, it squeezes out the product and sucks it up, and the platform scoots up, squeezing out every last bit of product. Now, this does two things. It keeps the air out of the system, so you're never having to pump air in. It's just moving that product out with each pump. And it gets every last drop of product out without having to fuss too much with it. By the time you finish this, it won't be pumping anymore. You open it up and there won't even be a little bit of residue in here. So I like that. It's ease of use, it's great for the consumer, and it keeps all the ingredients stable. As far as what's in here, this one is a lighter weight formula than the Great Barrier Relief. It's a nice lightweight lotion. I do find that I use a little bit more of this just to cover kind of hairline to neckline, but I really appreciate the lightweight formula, especially during the summer. As far as ingredients go, Skinfix has done a great job. They also have a great blend of skin reparative ingredients, those nice nourishing fatty alcohols that really replenish the skin, as well as necessary ceramides. While the ingredient list looks a little bit more synthetic, it's a great blend of 97% natural ingredients. So it's another great option for those who are focused on a more natural approach to skincare. As for a highlight ingredient, the Skinfix has red seaweed extract in it, which acts as a natural humectant or nature's hyaluronic acid, if you will. That means it's going to draw moisture from the air, if possible, or from the deeper layers of skin to make sure that that surface layer of skin is staying nice and plump and hydrated and able to keep the outside out and the inside in. I'll list the prices down below, but ounce for ounce, you're going to get a better bargain from the Great Barrier Relief, which runs about $20 per ounce, versus Skinfix is about $22 per ounce. So how do they compare? Well, I'm on my third bottle of Great Barrier Relief, and I just finished my second bottle of Skinfix, so I've given them both a good run. I've also had the chance to test them both when my skin has been very irritated, whether it was from overdoing with my actives or from just a regular old eczema flare-up, and they both do a great job of calming irritation, soothing that redness down, and just making my skin more manageable. They don't feel stingy, they don't feel irritating or burny, even on the most raw skin. So I have a difficult time splitting hairs between these two, but I generally am going to lean towards Skinfix just because the packaging is so much better. While neither of these are truly touted to be an antioxidant product, I still prefer that the ingredients stay as stable as possible, and that means minimizing air and light exposure. So I'm always going to lean towards packaging that keeps products stable. That said, Great Barrier Relief is an awesome option. I like the way it feels, I like how well it works. I just wind up decanting it into something that's air and light safe, or keeping it tucked away in a drawer away from heat, light, and air exposure. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. That was my head-to-head video on barrier repair moisturizers. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below of future head-to-head videos that you'd like to see. I hope to see you next time, and have a great day.